Today on Alex Autos, we're inside a 2015 Lincoln MKC, taking a look at the My Lincoln Touch infotainment system. This is essentially the same system that you'll find in a wide variety of Ford and Lincoln vehicles, although it is branded as My Ford Touch and My Lincoln Touch in the various brands. The first thing you should know about this system, and the most important thing really overall, is that we do expect this entire system to be completely replaced in 2016 by Ford's Sync version 3. Now I'm going to be very upfront right away. I think that My Ford Touch and My Lincoln Touch have received kind of a bad rap overall, and really the software is very functional, although it is sluggish sometimes and it does crash now and then. A number of the other infotainment systems out on the market also crash frequently, like Cadillac's Q and the Chevy MyLink system, but this one is sort of the original crashy system. That said, by this point in time, Ford has worked out most of the kinks in the software. Let's take a look at the infotainment quadrant. You'll notice the system is divided into quarters. We have entertainment over here, phone, we have navigation, and then climate. Now, depending on the model of Ford or Lincoln that you're in, climate may be something else. If you don't have navigation in your particular vehicle, obviously you won't have navigation right there. You will just get a compass. So clicking down on the entertainment option, this is where you'll find all of your various infotainment input sources. Our vehicle has Sirius satellite radio as well as a CD player, and we also have 2 USB ports. At the moment, I have an iPhone 6 plugged into one of the USB ports. These USB ports also provide enough power for high-draw USB devices. In addition to the traditional inputs, we also have Bluetooth stereo, an SD card slot, and a line input. You'll notice we have 6 traditional presets right down there. Those are contextual, so if we click on over to Sirius satellite radio, for instance, you'll notice that we have different presets right there. As with many of the systems on the market, if we click Sirius again, you'll notice we have 6 different presets, and on Sirius 3, we have yet again 6 more. One of the nice features in the system is the ability to direct tune, so you can simply type in a station, hit enter, and then go right to that station. It makes it a lot easier to browse, especially Sirius stations, as there are so many. One of the original features of Ford and Lincoln's Sync system continues in this version of the software, and that's the ability to voice command things off of your USB connected device. All you have to do is press the voice command button on the steering wheel and then talk to the system. Play artist Toby Keith.
Please choose
1. And you'll notice the system will now start playing. The big thing to know about Sync and My Ford Touch in general is that the voice commands are an awful lot snappier than actually interacting with the software on the screen. So if you're going to enter an address, for instance, in navigation, it's much faster to use the voice command system rather than stab it in on the screen. In addition to commanding specific artists, tracks, playlists, etc., you can also command similar music from those voice command options, or right here in this interface. You can also browse your USB or iDevice that's connected to the system via the Browse option. We have a very typical Bluetooth phone interface. If we click on over to the phone interface quadrant, you can see that we have a dial pad, which makes this a lot easier to use. We also have access to our phone book and our history, and messaging if your device supports it. Over on the navigation tab, you see that we do have traffic delivered by Sirius XM. So you can see right here, Highway 17 is green at the moment, and it will show you those incidents on the map. Depending on the zoom level, there are a variety of different views that are supported. We have a split screen view right there, and we have a north up and south up view. There's also a perspective and a 2D view. Setting a destination is fairly easy via the natural voice commands. It's the easiest way to enter a destination, although you can use the touch screen to do that as well. One thing to note is that entering an address via this touchscreen is an awful lot slower than entering the address via the voice command option. Next, we have the climate buttons, and in our particular model, all of these options are duplicated with physical buttons down lower, except for the heated steering wheel button that is only on this touchscreen interface. As with most other aspects of My Lincoln Touch, this is voice commandable as well, so you can press the voice command button and tell it to set your temperature to a particular temperature. Clicking on the home button brings us back to that home screen where we have basic information displayed from each of these quadrants. So it shows us our current road that we're on, it shows us our current climate control status, allows us to control some of those functions right there on that touch screen. We have a do not disturb option right there on the phone, and then down here it'll show you what's playing on your entertainment. If we click on the I button down here, you'll notice that we do have access to services like Sirius Travel Link, where you can see traffic nearby, fuel prices, movie listings, etc., all that kind of information, again delivered by the Sirius XM data service. We also have access to the services that are part of the Sync service. So you can click the Connect to Sync services. This is a paid-for subscription after a while. It will directly connect you to traffic, directions, and information, very much like General Motors OnStar. We have vehicle alerts down here as well. Right now we don't have any. You can get access to your calendar as well as connected apps. Connected apps allow you to access things like the 911 assist system as well as vehicle health reports. You do have to subscribe to Ford Sync and set that up in order to get the vehicle health report. You can also install or update apps right there as well. If we go ahead and click the gear icon at the bottom, we get essentially the same thing as if you clicked on the clock right up top. We get the settings page for the system. We can adjust the clock, have it automatically adjust from the GPS. Since we do have navigation in this particular vehicle, we can adjust display settings, sound settings. This is where you'll find bass, treble, etc. We'll also have vehicle settings down here. This is where you can adjust things like the voice control, how the media player behaves, autoplay, Bluetooth devices, Grace Note database info, etc. We also have the options to adjust the wireless and internet settings because this does have a built-in Wi-Fi hotspot. You can plug in a USB mobile broadband card into the vehicle and then have it share it with the internal Wi-Fi. You can also have the system connect to the internet via a few different methods, for instance your paired Bluetooth smartphone or again that USB connection. You can also have it connect to a Wi-Fi hotspot if there was one available as well. The reason that I like my Ford Touch and my Lincoln Touch is because it delivers a high level of functionality. And I would much rather have a system like this that does crash every now and then and is a little bit more sluggish than some of the competition, but delivers all the feature functionality that I want in a software package, even if it does it a little bit slowly. I would rather have this than something that's less feature rich, but definitely snappier. The ability to voice command your music library, deal with 2 USB connections, an SD card slot, those line inputs, etc. The ability to voice command your climate control like we can in this particular system, as well as the excellent navigation voice commands, really still bring this to the top for me. Especially in this luxury segment where the Lincoln MKC, Lincoln MKX, MKZ, and MKS all compete, this system is different than most of the ones you find out there other than Cadillac Q because of the ability to do these voice commands that we don't find in any of the competitive systems. Even in BMW's iDrive, we don't have the same kind of voice command ability. You certainly don't have it in Audi's MMI, Mercedes Command, or even in the Volvo Sensa system. Now, BMW's iDrive is a little bit nicer to my eye. I find the control interface a little bit more intuitive, the screen is a little bit more attractive, and the graphics on the navigation system are definitely superior, but it doesn't have all the same features that we get in this model. Still, I would rate iDrive above this, but I would rate this system above Mercedes Command or Volvo Sensa system. Thanks for taking the time to check out this video. Be sure and check out the complete review on the 2015 Lincoln MKC. You can also click that subscribe button at the bottom of your screen. You'll be updated on all of my latest videos. Find me over at facebook.com, over at Twitter, and I'll see you next week.